Ha ha! Hey! Alright. Alright, get rid of that. Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. I think there's maybe one person in. Oh, we got Scofflaw. I think there's a couple more in the chat. But the focus,
Yeah.
the key star today is our man George on the other side there. Give a wave, George, if you want. Um, so we're going to be. This will be session. I'll call it session 7. It's kind of like an in-between session. So this is just the one player here today. But I guess we'll kick off with a bit of a kind of summary of what's happened so far. The last we saw George, uh, he was saving a baby from a dingo. So he saved the baby from baby Layla from the dingo, the necromancer dingo that was trying to sacrifice it to resurrect Elizabeth. And what happened? Yep. So that was all good. You saved the baby and flew so Sylvareon can fly. He's got wings. He flew the baby back to the parents. Was well received, and he's flown back into action. I think you came back and there was a goblin and and an ogre, and they were beating up all that. They had some captives. You got a hold of the goblin and threatened it, and tried to figure out who its master was. So you picked it up and dropped it and played like a bird with it, playing with it with a little mouse or something that's captured. He squealed and didn't know anything other than his boss was looking for interesting people, is what he was saying. Or people that are worth seeking out. So maybe significant people, or powerful people, or along those lines. That's all the little goblin knew. So we're going to pick up pretty much from there. So at this point, there was a loud thud, and a big kind of monster came out, and the other guys kind of handled that. So there was this was the session that you missed last time. So it was like a cadaverous mound. So essentially, this huge, heaving mass of bodies sewn together. And it turned out some of the bodies were alive, and so there was some girls that were saved before, and their boyfriends that they were hiking with were on the writhing on the body, and so they had to figure out how to take down the beast. But you were distracted, so you thought there was something a bit more interesting about what you got from the goblin. So you kind of put two and two together. You saw this dumb heaving mound of stuff. Yeah, Scofflaw. A dingo did steal someone's baby. Actually, they killed Ivan Milat last session as well, or a session or two ago. So we're getting in on the Aussie law here. But yeah, so you kind of suspect that something was. There's more to the picture than this unintelligent mass of things barreling towards you. So you suspect that there's something, uh, a bit more intelligent leadership happening, and maybe they weren't present at the moment. So you've flown up into the sky just to kind of get a better idea of what's going on. So before we progress any further, is there anything that you wanted to particularly kind of do in this situation?
Can I try to detect or sense some sort of like either abysmal or demonic?
Abysmal or demonic? Yeah, sure. Have you got a particular ability for that, or is it just you just want to do like an insight or
I'm gonna do just an insight.
an insight? Okay,
Gonna
so you're looking for menacing demonic, particularly for abyssal and demonic. Is that
yeah.
that's like okay, cool.
Actually, just evil then.
Evil.
Try to
Okay,
detect evil
evil.
in
Yeah,
some sort of way.
sure. Okay. Let me just check one thing before we get rolling.
Sure.
So yeah, I'll get you to make an insight check first. Yep, so just your d20 and get that going. Um,
13.
13. Okay, 13's okay. I just want to check one thing. Uh, Otherwise, I'll just wing it and it'll be fine. Cool. So certainly your intuitions were you're finding a bit of um, evidence to back your initial gut feeling. You're detecting definitely there's a presence around beyond kind of what the mayhem that's occurring down beneath you with the other players kind of engaging in battle with this cadaverous mound. So you can kind of still see them, but there's something else that you can definitely sense. There's a presence around somewhere. Uh,
How's the brightness up in the sky? Is it cloudy? Is it
it's
clear
it's
sky?
cloudy and it's still nighttime at this
Okay.
stage.
Let's see.
The moon is fairly visible, so there's like a break, and so it's not like clouds everywhere. There's kind of breaks in the clouds and that kind of thing.
I want to try to cast a light cantrip
Light cantrip, okay? Just kind
on
of
my I'm gonna cast it on my armor so that way I can try to illuminate the cloud, see if I can find or gauge
sure,
anything
okay. So you
within I think within 20 feet or so. I think that's all I can do.
cool, okay, yep. So you kind of light yourself up like a beacon on your armor on your chest, and you're just going to kind of fly around and try and
Yeah.
like I'm going to say with your insight, um, you get a bit of a feel of where it's from. It kind of feels like it's on the back of your neck and all around you, so you don't get a pinpoint. That's where they are, but you kind of you get the sense that this thing is watching you intently. So that it's kind of there's this menacing presence. You kind of feel it on the back of your neck, so you kind of always just get glancing around, maybe just kind of just checking. Maybe it's right behind you, but every time you look, there's nothing there. Um, so cool. Yep. So you shine a light. Um, you're passing through the clouds. Um, as you do, you spot. Actually, give me a perception roll.
Perception. 14.
14. Okay, 14 is good. A figure just darts just in out of the corner of your eye, out of the clouds, and he noticed like you kind of track it, and this thing float like pretty damn fast. Like you almost didn't see it. Like you could have just mistaken it for maybe a speck in your eye or something. But it's kind of darted out, and you track it, and you follow it, and it's landed in front of the moon. And the moon's quite bright. It's a pretty full moon, and it's kind of the brightness of the moon. Kind of you can't really make out any detail, but it's kind of you saw it dart to the moon, and it's probably um, a fair distance away from you at this point.
When it darted away or when it was close by, was there a presence of either heat or cold
Heat or
or
cold?
anything that can, yeah, or
Uh,
anything like that?
yes.
Trying to get the
Um,
senses.
the so I'll say as you got closer, certainly um, I think that a chill just and you're not sure whether it's a self-responsive thing like a auto thing that your body did like a physiological just sensing the dread you kind of chilled up or if it's something emanating from this presence if it just cools things down around it. You're not quite sure at this point.
Okay.
So cool. What do you? So it's hasn't moved. So your kind of eyes are fixed on the moon. Hasn't moved since. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try to fly or sprint towards it.
Cool. Right. Yep. So you're just going head first in. Uh, whatever may come.
Yes.
Cool. Devil may care. Very good. So yep. So you extend your wings and kind of make haste towards the moon and whatever may make itself apparent there. As you get closer, um, the moon becomes more and more. So it's kind of like a small blob, and it starts to get larger. And then this you see this being. It's kind of it's got black wings, and it's kind of curled the wings around itself, and occasionally it extends them and flutters. The wings are massive. These wings. So if you think of like your normal angel, where the wings are about body size, these things are about 3 or 4 times when he fully unfurls his wings and just occasionally flaps to sustain his height. Um, so yeah, you approach and you see that this being you're about 30 meters away at this point, and you're getting closer and closer. It's staring dead towards you as you approach. Did you want to get the first words in, or what's?
Let's see.
So it's kind of it. It's
It's
almost
it's looking at me.
it's looking at you, but it's almost uncaring. Um, like he doesn't really respond. It's like you're approaching a statue um, that just happens to be flapping its wings.
Okay. I say, stranger, what is your name?
Uh,
Identify yourself.
okay, 1 second. I'm just getting a request to increase your audio. So just go testing 1 2.
Stranger,
Yep, that's coming through on my machine.
identify yourself.
Stranger,
What is your purpose here?
identify yourself. Okay. Um, he descends. So it's kind of you're coming up from a lower altitude towards him. He's kind of up here looking down at you. He swoops down and gets right up close and personal. So not in your grill, but about a meter away. And now
Oh,
you really sense a bit of like you get a feel for the power of this being. So as it comes down, you again get that feeling of just like a sharp, cold shudder goes through yourself, and everything just seems to be dark. It's still like you're still shining light from your chest, but it just seems darker. Like it seems like he's enveloping it, like consuming the light around him. Um, and he just flies down.
I dim the lights on my chest, so I switch off the light
Okay.
magic the cantrip.
Yep. So you
As I do that, I'm gonna use Mage Hand Legerdemain to sense if there's any weapons or any objects that he is carrying.
any weapons or objects?
Yes.
Sure. Is that just a? Is there any skill checks involved with that,
Um.
or is that
Let's
just
see.
you get it or don't get it? So mage hand. So like you're gonna like
Sleight of hand.
sleight of hand. Okay, you're gonna use mage hand to kind of pat him down. Is that the idea?
Um. Subtly, yeah.
Subtly. Okay. So yeah, give me a deception and arcana. So we'll see how well you've kind of crafted this. And I'm going to say, yeah, deception mainly. Arcana just to kind of buff it out a bit. It's going to be pretty hard. Just FYI.
Okay.
This is yeah.
Deception is 16.
16. Okay.
Oh dear, Arcana is not that great.
Not that great. Okay.
But let's go with a 3.
3. You're right. Okay. Three
Yes.
arcana. All right. So I'll try. I'll let me narrate this. Um, so mage hand is somatic. So you have to use your. Is it? There's an utterance and there's a hand wave.
Mage Hand.
Well, let's just go with that. So you kind of prepare the spell. It's not your best work. You're a little bit intimidated. So you kind of
It's pretty much just a sleight of hand kind of
okay. Okay, so it's
feeling
just it's
around.
cool. Okay, so you kind of you try and mask your the way that you're generating the mage hand spell. Um, but this thing's all over you. So as you do it,
Okay.
there's this hand. So you just see him quickly. Like I can't emphasize. Like you don't even see him move, but he's got in his hand a purple shimmering gnarly hand that just kind of he's just seized and crushes it.
Okay.
Enough tricks, he says to you. You are the one they refer to as Sylvareon, I believe.
Yes, that is me. That is I. How would you know who I am? I'm from a different realm.
Uh, well, I don't know who you are to be precise. I've simply been observing uh, the little ants as they roam around uh, and seemingly destroy my endeavors.
Yes, that was us. I sense your evil, and you're not
Evil?
welcome on this planet, on this plane of existence. I ask you this one time nicely, return to hell, to your godforsaken plane of origin, and we shall see no conflict.
I believe you have overstated your authority in this matter. So he he's very dismissive. Um,
Okay,
so like you get a sense of danger, but he's not getting ready to fight or anything. He's just using his words at the moment. So you don't sense impending doom. Um, not welcome here, am I? Well, where would you say I am welcome or I am from? You seem to assume a lot about who I am and what I want. Evil, you say? Well, I believe there is a term thrown around called hubris, which I'm happy to make you accustomed with.
sure.
Okay, he from his back pulls out a very long sword. So longer than your normal kind of sword. Um, and he once again ascends, uh, and he says, "Shall we dance?"
If I must,
Okay.
where there is
Uh,
evil, I shall smite thee.
we don't need to roll initiative. He's going to let you try and attack him.
Okay. Let's just. I want to just check something here. I cast Mind Sliver. I drive
Fine.
a disorienting spike of a psychic energy into the mind of one creature. If he's within 60 feet,
Okay.
the target must succeed an intelligence saving throw of
Intelligence saving throw
10.
of
Yes,
10 or
of
what?
10.
What's the
Yeah,
Yep.
intelligence saving throw of 10 will
Okay.
take 6 necrotic damage.
Six.
60, oh, sorry, 1d6 necrotic damage.
Okay. So 10 for
Yes.
intelligence. Okay.
It's not gonna go right, but
Well, let's just say that he has a pretty good intelligence bonus, and happily makes a DC 10 saving throw.
okay. And I just smile and just take out my sword now.
Okay, cool.
The rapier.
Uh, good. And he says, "Yes, enough tricks. Let's just do this, shall we? Um, do please come at me with all you've got. I want to get a good sense of the threat that you pose."
And
Um,
I withhold my bonus action.
okay. So you're preparing, or you're um, just
um,
not going to spend it.
uh, with regards to that, I'll just see what he does.
See what he does. Okay.
Sorry. Let's see. Actually, never mind. I'll just face it full on.
Okay. So yeah, he's kind of wings unfurled, flapping, one arm out, outstretched with the enormously long sword, shining in the moonlight. Um, he holds up his so in his right hand, he holds up his left hand, and a dark orb. So it's kind of like a purple, dark purple and shimmering light purple
Yep.
orb emanates from his hand, and then starts to float and spin around, uh, kind of circling his form. That's his turn. So back to you.
I test my surroundings with that form, or with that orb. I
Okay.
use my rapier and I see if I can strike at it.
See if you can strike at it.
Yeah.
Okay. It's moving pretty. It seems to be quite nimble. So give us a an attack roll.
21.
21. 21's good. Okay. So you close the distance, and as you do, his left hand points towards you, and the purple orb races towards you and smack. And so you have a good slice, but it dodges and weaves, and hits you in the gut and knocks you back to where you were.
Okay.
Um, and the orb returns back and starts circling him again. Is that all of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Again, he raises his left hand, and another purple orb appears and starts circling in tandem with the other orb around him. Back to you.
Is it still within 60 feet?
So he's still within 60 feet. He's knocked you back. You're probably about 20
Okay.
feet away.
I'm gonna try another mind sliver, but because of the mind sliver special effect, roll your um, intelligence saving and roll a d4 and subtract a d4 from the intelligence saving
D4
throw.
from the okay.
Yeah.
So intelligence save and a D4 to
Yeah.
subtract. Okay, let's go. Where's my D4? Do do
He's
do
gonna roll a
do.
20, isn't he?
We'll see. It'll be a DM's 20 maybe.
Okay.
For plot. Now let's do this right. Okay, so bang. All right, and then a minus D4. Ooh, DC 10.
DC 10, yes.
Okay, he
So is that it's equal to, so that succeeds or
so equal to he takes the damage. Um,
okay.
he succeeds the saving throw.
Ah, okay.
You get the feeling that he's quite intelligent. So intelligence saves probably will always be in his favour, unless you have a moment of intellectual inspiration to match him. Cool. That's your turn. Anything else? Ooh, I've lost your audio. No, you're not coming through, man. So just then something dropped out.
Okay, how
There,
about now?
there we go. Got it.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Cool. So anything else that you wanted to do? We'll make this a bit more cinematic if you like. So it's just if you have a reaction that you have in mind that you'd want to do as I start saying things, I'm more than happy to roll that in. But
Okay, okay.
if there's other things you at this moment you wanted to attempt, more than welcome. So you've got this mind spell that's not really effective, it seems.
Okay. Well, with the darkness around, I assume that he's got dark vision. He can see where I go. He can see
Yep.
clearly where I am.
Uh,
And
he's locked in on your presence now, for sure.
okay.
Um, not to say that you couldn't try and obfuscate his vision, like going behind the clouds or something, and obfuscate yourself
Mm,
rather.
no, no, I want to face this guy.
Okay,
I just move in a little bit closer and I ask, "What is your purpose here on this planet?"
cool. So as you move in, the two orbs kind of come in, but then you start speaking, and they instantly go back and start circling, so that you're about to get pummeled by the two orbs. And again, he lowers his sword. What is his purpose? Sorry, is that what you asked?
Yeah.
My my purpose, you ask. So nice of you to resort to conversation rather than primitive uh, and, might I say, meaningless antics. Uh, my purpose. Well, let's just say a long time ago, uh, I was thwarted by my very own compatriots and friends and deserted and stripped of all power and all utility. Uh, and I found this place, and I decided to make my home here and to grow and eventually get my revenge. Do you seek to stand in my way?
Does your revenge require souls to be sacrificed?
Souls are merely batteries, fuel for my vengeance. What greater sacrifice is there to be used towards a good end?
There is no good end that requires souls to be sacrificed as batteries. If this is the case, I will stand in your way and I will make your plan. I will be a thorn in your side until you can be defeated, whether I die or not.
Tell me, am I speaking to Sylvareon, or am I speaking to you and your pesky little friends down there? As he points down, you notice a bit of activity has happened since you've been encountering with this man, and so there's kind of fire going up, and there's a bit of movement, arrows being kind of so bow and arrows being thrown. There's clashing of swords and that kind of thing. Lots of yelling, lots of. It looks embarrassingly disorganized. Admittedly, you kind of look and go, and he kind of just laughs. It's like, you are going to stop me?
I will try. Even with these unorganized little mortals down there,
I've been watching
they
you for
seem
some time.
they seem to be learners, but I'm sure in time we can become a cohesive force for good.
For your sake, I better hope you would. If nothing more than to be less embarrassing than what I have seen.
And for your sake, you better hope that we don't, or
I
it
will,
will be your end soon
my
enough.
end. Well, I should call you Icarus flying too close to the sun in an act of hubris. Uh, shall we
It's
end it
not
here?
hubris; it's duty.
Duty.
And
Delusion.
for now,
Very.
I've tested your little balls of purple, your little light show,
Balls of purple,
your
yes.
own hubris, and maybe next time around you won't be so lucky.
We shall see. He vanishes from your sight. So there's like um, a slither, like you kind of see a faint shimmer of where he was, and then it's gone. He's not there. The
Yeah.
two orbs push down, run towards you. So from where they were, and one kind of gets you from the front, one from the back, and
Can I try to
and pin
dodge
you.
it?
You can try to dodge, absolutely. So they're
Yay.
coming in from either side, and they're going to pincer grab you, essentially.
Okay.
So cool. Yep. If you like, get a. How are you attempting to dodge? Is it just going to be a reaction or a kind of athletic? You're going to try and resist them, like kind of hold them back, or
I'm gonna try to either maneuver away from them.
Maneuver away. Cool. Yep. So we'll get a athletics dexterity check. Uh,
Acrobatics or athletics? Which would
okay.
you?
Yeah. Acrobatics. Actually, athletics is more strength. Yep. So acrobatics. Yep. We'll do that.
Okay. 11.
11. Okay.
Yes.
Uh, so you kind of try and do like a banking maneuver to try and kind of get a bit of advantage in your flight. So a maneuver advantage against the balls, but these things are pretty. They can move and articulate in it. Like there's no resistance, there's no wind resistance for them. They can just move and go via the forces that propel them. Um, as good as your maneuver is, they lock in and they're not doing damage. They're just holding you. So you're a little bit winded from the hit, but they haven't taken any damage away from you. Um, you've got 1 moment left before the strike. So
as they
anything.
come into as they come into contact with me, can I do I sense what type of magic or they originate from, or either it's like necrotic or
Sure. Give us
um,
a. Pardon me. Give us an Arcana.
yeah, one of my
Probably at disadvantage. Like this is the heat of battle, and you've just been winded. Um, your senses aren't quite. You're not the sharpest at the moment.
yeah. Oh, great. With a disadvantage, it's 2.
2. Okay. Um, definitely magical in nature.
Yeah.
Um, you can't quite tell from what school. There's a physical element to them. You didn't feel like any burning or any um, side effects apart from the physical blunt force of them when they hit you. So earlier as well, when it hit you and knocked you back, and just now as they're holding you, um, there's something that they seem to be attracting each other. So there's potentially some magnetic kind of electrical basis towards it, but you really can't get a handle on exactly
So they're
the
attached
underlying.
to me at the moment.
Yeah, they're one in the front, one in the back,
Okay.
just holding you um, in place. As you try and move to either side, and these things have got you fixed. So you're not going anywhere that these things aren't going to move you.
Okay. I'm gonna use my Scourge Asthma racial trait, which is Radiant Consumption. Um, I
Radiant
can
consumption.
use I can use an action to unleash divine energy within myself, causing a searing light to radiate from me,
Okay.
pour out of your eyes and mouth, and threaten to charm me. Wow. The
Charm.
transformation lasts for a minute,
Okay.
and until the end of it, as a bonus action during it, you shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for
Okay.
an additional 10.
So you're a shiny, shiny butterfly.
Um, and anything in each of the turns, myself and any creature within 10 feet take radiant damage equal to half or half my half my level rounded up. Um, does that do anything? Does the radiant damage do anything to these little balls?
Yes. So what is the exact damage? So it's a radiant damage.
So
Your
I'm level
spell level.
3,
Okay. Is it just a flat damage?
level 3, but it's 1. So it's like half of my level
Yep.
rounded up, so it's 2 damage.
2 damage. Okay. Um, sure. Yeah. So you kind of last ditch effort, just kind of burst out in this radiant shell that just kind of pushes out from you. And yeah, like so you push back the orbs. You're free of the orbs. They kind of just fizzle out and vaporize. Um, and yeah, so you're free, and you kind of breathe a sigh of relief that these things were pushing on your chest, making it hard to breathe. Um, and in that moment, you can just hear like you feel the wind pressure change in your immediate vicinity, and from behind you hear, "Back to the ground, little ant." And this thing, the being, you feel it grab one of your wings and push on your back, tear and rip and tear and describe what the the feeling of having one of your wings torn off feels like, if you like. Um,
Oh, it's like 1,000 degrees of heat and pain.
and actually, as he tears it off, you let out a like involuntary um, expulsion of light as well. So kind of light instead of blood, there's just light pouring out, radiant energy pouring out of the wound where he severed your wing.
Is he
Um,
affected by the radiant damage that's surrounding me? Or
um,
not
you,
really at this time?
you just see it kind of wrap around. So he's kind of holding you. He's behind you,
Mm.
so well, now you're falling. So because you don't have both your wings, and so you kind of turn around and just catch a glimpse of the light, um, kind of tickling his skin and just being consumed again. But so just kind of wrapping itself into and being absorbed by this being.
Okay.
Um, Yep, and he's holding your wing in one hand and the sword in the other. Um, he comes down towards you as you're falling, pierces you with his sword, and more. Sorry,
Can I
did you
try
have a
to like dash or disengage?
disengage?
Can I try?
Yeah, sure. Uh, you're kind of free falling at the moment. You don't have a lot of
Okay.
control, but you're gonna try and twist and roll, or maybe just try
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna try to twist and roll to try to avoid his
yep, the knight, yep,
sword.
his sword, sure. Um, so yeah, give us a D. Yep, so that'll be acrobatics again. Um,
Come on, even better. Five,
five,
6, 6,
six. Okay,
6.
I'll give his attack roll, and so I'll add six to your DC. So what's your DC?
Oh no, that's the whole total. My DC.
Yeah, so this is just how I'll do it. So you kind of you've got your natural AC, and you've done a maneuver. So I'll say that's you've increased your from there. Just because it was so low, I want to give you a chance here.
I can't find my DC on this thing.
Uh, about 16 or something, or
I can see my armor class, but not my
yeah.
DC.
Oh, sorry. Armor class. Yeah, AC. Sorry.
12.
12. Okay, cool. So 18. We'll set that.
Yeah.
Um, and he's got. Okay, so he um he misses his initial uh plunge with his dagger, but turns it around and gets the hilt in and just gives you a thump. Uh, just to added insult to to injury. And you fall. Uh, you're on the brink of consciousness with all the trauma that you've just like your wings been torn off and been beaten and abused by this thing.
Yeah.
And you fall uh, just kind of uncontrolled to the ground and thud. You just with your one remaining wing, you kind of glide and get a bit of uh, you know a bit of a maneuver, so you're not just terminal velocity in the ground, but you
Yeah.
still are pretty bloodied and bruised from the affair. You fall, uh, and around you, so you see the remnants of the fight that your other party members just had. Um, so it's very vacant. So there were a lot more people around before. So there's like a scorch marks. There's burnt earth everywhere. There's kind of you see the remnants of a bit of a rope trap that they set up to capture this large cadaverous beast. There's no signs of the beast. It's gone. You kind of caught a glimpse. You kind of hunched over, just looking, just trying to see what you can. And you do see a shimmering portal not far away from where you are. you give me a we'll do an insight check.
13.
13. Okay, no, 13 is good. So you recall Scarlet's ability. So you're familiar with these kinds of portals before. You've kind of seen them just recently, and you recall that Scarlet had the ability to summon a portal once a day to travel to somewhere familiar. And you kind of look through the portal, you can recognize the Sweetwater Tavern on the other side. Um, so, do you have any any moves? Any what do you want to do? You're kind of lying, beaten
I
and
stare.
bruised on the floor.
I stare at him or her.
Hmm. He
I went break eye contact as I move towards the portal.
yep.
And as I walk through the portal, I flip him off before it closes.
Just give him the bird. Yep. Like
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, cool. So he does fly and land. Just to he's done his damage. Uh, he's not needlessly cruel and vicious. So he just watches you amused as you crawl and wriggle and move towards the portal, smiling. Um, and then catches. You see him peer beyond the portal. Like, so he doesn't get close or anything, but he just you get the sense that he's uh, not quite omniscient, but he's present beyond his physical form.
smart enough to know where it is, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So and so he kind of like you get that that feeling that yeah he knows where you are. He knows what the other side of that portal is. Uh, and he's just smiling. Um, the portal closes. Oh, actually, no. What we'll do. So you've made it through. Um, I won't close the portal just yet. We might pause it there and continue that at
Oh,
the at the next session with everyone. But yeah,
sounds
so
great.
you as you fall through the portal, so crawl kind of onto the Sweetwater floor of the Sweetwater Tavern. You see, so you're kind of coughing and um, uh, your compatriots race. So Zosha's there and the bells kind of rush over and obviously immediately recognise that one of your wings is removed, and so they try and tend you as best they can. Uh, you notice before passing out, you look around, you see there's a lot of unfamiliar faces. So there's some of the people that have been saved from the other encounter are now in the Sweetwater Tavern. There's commotion. They're all kind of gathered around the TV, and on the news. You just kind of it's a lot to take in all at once. But you kind of there's just like visions of um, fire and destruction, and it's like you assume it's from a war torn country or something. Like there's images of what looks like war on the TV, and everyone's kind of very concerned, huddled around the TV. Who isn't looking after you? You see on there's like a little med bay kind of set up. Scarlet is there. She's also bloodied and bruised and beat up from the battle, and they're taking you towards the bed there, and you pass out. Um,
Before I pass out,
yep,
can I? I'm gonna try to do something
sure.
if I do have enough energy for it. Let's see. Am I able to reach Scarlet?
To reach Scarlet, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
they've set up a few beds, and yep, next to Scarlet is your bed. So you, yep,
Right before I pass out, um, I reach over and cast Healing Hands. So that's
healing.
three
Yeah, cool.
points
Okay,
of healing,
fantastic. Yep, awesome.
and
That's
then it just snaked Snortown.
Snowtown. Yep, and you're out cold. Excellent.
Yeah.
No, that's actually pretty helpful. I'll take that into consideration for the start of the next session. Um, that we'll call it there. So the portal's still open. This being's still on the other side of it. It didn't approach the portal at all. So it could if it wanted to. It might just be going on its other way. We'll see in the next session what happens there. Um, otherwise, Yeah. Thanks for the rolls, man. We'll
Good
we'll
session.
call it there.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
How did you like getting your wing pulled off, man?
I think it makes the threat a little bit more real this time around.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. Cool. That's what I was going for a little bit. So, all right. He didn't get his name. Ah, that's all right. He can introduce himself properly.
I mean, the portal's still open, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can
He's going to
find out
shout,
next.
"My name is Bud. I will get you next time." No,
Okay.
yeah. 'Cause I mean, you went straight into, "Hey, you're evil. I'm going to kill you." It's like, well, all right then. Let's just do this then. So,
I mean, what am I? What else am I supposed to do?
yeah.
Ask him for coffee?
I don't know. Maybe try and. Well, you did ask him for his backstory, so
Yeah.
I guess that was a little bit civil. But yeah, cool. No, that was fun.
Cool. Cool. Enough.
Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, cool, man. Yep. So we'll get you.
And I didn't die this round,
You
so
didn't die.
thank
No,
you.
not yet.
Not yet.
But no, we'll keep it going. If you're there for the next one, so I think the next one's going to be 21st. We're looking at, which is next weekend. I don't know if you can make that one.
20 or
21st.
20th,
Yeah. So around at this time next week on Sunday,
21st.
21st. Yep.
I'm hoping to make it. Hopefully,
Yep.
because I might have something on, but hopefully it's not there. So
Okay. We'll see.
okay, cool.
Can always delay and do it as needed. So, but
No, no, no. I'll try to fit my schedule around next Sunday, so
cool.
I'll try to get it done earlier. As
Sweet.
long as it's not too early in the morning, that's fine.
Yeah. Easy done. All right.
Okay, cool.
Thanks, George. Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks,
Hope you
man.
guys had fun. And we'll see you next time with the full gang. Cheers, guys.